Welcome to the Fixed Player Picks for Gameweek 35. At number 5, it's our differential pick this week, Manolo Dini. The Saints forward is currently owned by just 3.8% of overall teams and was in just 3% of the top 1,000 teams after the Gameweek 34 deadline. During his first 5 appearances for the club, Dini returned an impressive tally of 4 goals. His underlying stats were also fairly solid for that period, with 15 of his 17 shots coming from inside the area, and 6 finding the target. He extended his good run of form for Southampton with an assist against Chelsea in Gameweek 34. Southampton's form has been a bit of a mixed bag of late. They managed back-to-back wins against Crystal Palace and West Brom before suffering defeats to Chelsea and Man City. During the last 4 game weeks, Southampton's tally of 6 goals scored ranks them joint 9th in the league, while their 15 shots on target taken during the same time frame ranks them 8th. In Gameweek 35, they'll take on a Hull side that have won 3 of their last 5 games, as they continue to fight to remain in the Premier League. All of those wins came at home, however, and Marco Silva's men have lost both of their away games during that period, conceding 3 goals in each. At number 4 is Bertrand. Despite facing some tough fixtures in recent weeks, Saints have managed to keep 2 clean sheets from their last 5 games, before suffering back-to-back defeats to Man City and Chelsea. Southampton have kept a total of 11 clean sheets so far this season. Only Everton, Chelsea, Man United and Spurs have kept more. The Saints left-back has shown impressive attacking ability, returning a total of 2 goals and 5 assists so far this season. In his last 6 games, Bertrand has produced 3 attempted assists and found the target with 1 of his 2 goal attempts. With back-to-back double game weeks on the horizon for Southampton, after this game week, now seems like a good time to invest in the defender. But first, it's a home fixture against Hull for Southampton in Gameweek 35. Hull have put together a good run of form at home, but have struggled on the road, scoring just 4 goals during their last 7 away games. At number 3, it's Kane. The Spurs forward has made 2 starts since returning from injury, where he's picked up a total of 1 goal and 2 assists, with his latest return coming in the 1-0 win over Crystal Palace in Gameweek 34. So far this season, Kane has returned an impressive tally of 20 goals and 6 assists, despite missing 8 games through injury. He'll be hoping to mount pressure on the current top goal scorer, Romelu Lukaku, in a bid to secure his 2nd successive Golden Boot award. And even more of a motivation will be the fact that Spurs are still in with a chance of catching league leaders Chelsea, with only 4 points separating the 2 teams at present. During his last 6 games, Kane's tally of 6 goals scored is more than any other player in the league, and similarly, no player has produced more than the 13 shots on target managed by the Spurs forward during the same period. Spurs have scored a total of 16 goals during their last 6 games, which is at least 3 more than any other team in the league. Across the entire season so far, only Liverpool have scored more goals than Spurs. Klopp's men have racked up a tally of 70 goals, which is just 1 more than Pochettino's side. In Gameweek 35, Spurs will host Arsenal in the North London derby. Kane has scored in each of the last 4 meetings with Arsenal in the Premier League, accumulating a total of 5 goals over that period. At number 2 is Joshua King. The Bournemouth forward has enjoyed an incredible run of form since the turn of the year, and he extended that last game week with a goal against Middlesbrough during the 4-0 win. King has scored a total of 14 Premier League goals this season, with 11 of them coming during his 15 appearances in this calendar year, and the Norway international is showing no signs of slowing down. During the last 4 game weeks, King's tally of 3 goals scored is level with Romelu Lukaku. Only Benteke, Hazard and Son have scored more. Bournemouth have taken 4 points from a tough run of games during the last 4 game weeks, where they've come up against Spurs, Chelsea and Liverpool. Despite that, Eddie Howe's side have still produced 7 goals over that period. Only 6 teams have produced more. Their schedule between now and the end of the season looks a lot more favourable, with home games against Stoke and Burnley on the horizon, before a trip to Leicester on the final day of the season. In Gameweek 35, Bournemouth take on a Sunderland side that remain bottom of the Premier League table, having failed to win any of their last 9 league matches. They've conceded 17 goals over that period, only West Ham and Hull have conceded more. And at number 1 is our headline pick this week, Philippe Coutinho. Despite Liverpool suffering a 2-1 defeat to Crystal Palace in Gameweek 34, Philippe Coutinho was able to extend his recent goal-scoring form with a well-struck free kick. The Brazilian has now managed an impressive tally of 4 goals and 1 assist in his last 5 Premier League games. During the last 6 game weeks, Liverpool have managed a total of 10 goals. Only 6 teams have managed more. Coutinho has been directly involved in 50% of his team's goals during that period. As the race for the top 4 position heats up, it's Liverpool that have the most attractive fixture list. They have trips to Watford and West Ham remaining, as well as home games against Southampton and Middlesbrough. So despite not being involved in any double game weeks, their assets could still be useful options. In Game Week 35, Klopp's men will take on a Watford side that were beaten 2-0 by Hull last game week, in what was their second defeat from their last 3 games. Watford have kept things tight at home recently, but have benefited from kind fixtures against Swansea, West Brom and Sunderland. And remember, you can upload your current FPL squad into Fix for free to get customized stats and optimization tools. Spy on your opponent's transfers before the game week deadline and identify differential transfers to gain points advantage specific to your mini-league or individual FPL opponents. This feature can be used for up to 5 mini-leagues with a maximum of 25 players in each. If you're subscribed to Fix Rivals, you can upload individual opponents into the feature and they'll appear under the Rivals tab. There are 4 main tools within this feature, which you'll see along the top of the page. Select Mini League Live to get live squad statistics and real-time ranks for immediate Mini League ranking statistics. Here you'll be able to see the average points for the Mini League in the current game week, the top 3 captain picks for the current game week, and the expected average for the approaching game week. Underneath these statistics, you'll see a complete list of the teams within your Mini League. Click on the arrow next to each team name in order to bring up the players owned by that opponent. Player names in black indicate that you both own that player, while player names in colour indicate that you don't own that player. Select Transfer Spy to track your opponent's squads. You can spy on up to 10 opponents across Rivals or your mini-leagues. To do so, simply click the Spy button for each opponent that you'd like to spy on. Then, as soon as your opponent makes a transfer, you'll be notified through an email alert, with the transfer information our algorithms have reverse engineered. You can also show the transfer information for an opponent by clicking the arrow next to their team name in the list. Please note that if a player makes more than 1 transfer at the same time, in a game week, our algorithm is unable to reverse engineer the transfer information due to the number of variables. Select Optimization to show player ownership statistics across your mini-leagues. The Fix algorithm will calculate the optimal player transfer move for your squad to maximize points returns whilst providing a differential against each mini-league or Rivals opponent. Select the Ownership option in order to understand player ownership statistics across your mini-league and Rivals opponents, with player ownership stats for both above and below you. Find players that are projected to score well over the next 5 game weeks and also have low ownership amongst your mini-league or Rivals opponents. Players highlighted in grey are those that are already in your current squad. Improve your FPL performance with Fix predictive stats. Click the link in the description below to get started.